Testing.
Now ready, Kabya? Oh, okay, now. Okay. Okay, now we will start. Namo Tassa 3 times. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Today we are going to talk about Savana Jitasika, beautiful mental factors. Okay, here I should introduce a few things about beautiful. Beautiful meaning they were associated with only beautiful consciousnesses. So that means they were not associated with unwholesome consciousnesses. Only wholesome consciousness, jhana consciousnesses, or path influence consciousness arises, then they will arise together with them. Then we have very well-known Pali word, saddha, confidence, or faith. The characteristics of saddha is belief and trust, or confidence, sadhana, in the triple gene, or 3 trainings, and other benefits. So here already clear, if you have very strong faith in triple gene, also 3 trainings and the benefit of 3 trainings, this is really called saddha. That means not all types of belief is called saddha. Then when we have saddha, we also have very clear minds. Sometimes although we believe in something, if we have a lot of confusion, many unclarity, in this kind of case we cannot say saddha. So saddha will make mind clear. So now when we are going to do meditation, or going to undertake precepts, or any other practice, when we have saddha, we will respectfully practice. If we don't have saddha, we may have a lot of discount. Why we have to do 10 precepts, 8 precepts? If we do 5 precepts, also enough. And that kind of mindset will arise. Why we have to know? Why we have to practice many samsara subjects? If we can do only 1, also enough. Why we have to know many nama-rupas? There will be many complaints when we have lack of confidence. So when we do dharana also, a lot of discount, right? Okay, briefly, when we have very strong faith or confidence in Buddha's quality, Dhamma's quality, Sangha's quality, and 3 trainings, and the benefit of 3 trainings, this is really called saddha. The function is to purify the associated mental factors likened to the water clearing gem of universal monarch, and clarifying muddy water or enable to minds to set forth towards liberation. Okay, here we have a simile already. Water clearing gem of a universal monarch. So when universal monarchs are going to drink water, then in the water is very hot, also very muddy. Then when he went to make it pure or clear, he just put his gem, a kind of stone, into water. It will subside all the dust. It will make water cool down. It will make water clear. It becomes drinkable. This is the nature of saddha. Then here also we say we set our mind towards liberation. Our mind is very clear. We have confidence to go to or to achieve until we have liberation. Then here we have to introduce one Pali word, saddha dimokha. That means determination by confidence. So when we have very strong saddha, very strong confidence, our determination becomes very strong, very firm. This is the nature of saddha. Now we have to move the next one. The manifestation is clarity of mind and absence of defilements, or determination in practice. So this is called manifestation. So one more thing here. We have many simile of saddha. Here we just say very simple thing like clarity of mind, absence of defilements, determination in peace or in practice. So when we say determination, there will be many determination also. We have already mentioned Dimokha a few days ago, right? But now this one is determined by confidence. Then we also have many other simile of saddha. For example, the seed. Saddha also similar to the seed. If we have seed, we can plant anywhere. It will grow. Similarly, if we have saddha, we can plant dana. It will be right dana. We can also plant sila. The seed of sila. We can plant sila. Similarly, samadhi. We can also plant samadhi. Panya. We can also plant panya. So this is also similar to seed. So that means we were determined, I will do this kind of thing. Dana, sila, samadhi, panya. With strong determination, we will do it. Then we also have one thing, another simile. This is like a hand. So we have hands, that's why we can pick up whatever thing we like. If we don't have hands, although we find very precious stone, ruby or emerald or gems or anything, we cannot pick up. We don't have hands. Similarly, saddha is also hand. We can pick up very valuable things. As we have mentioned before, dana, sila, samadhi, panya, everything. So this is the nature of saddha. So we were determined to do this kind of things, strictly. Another thing is, the prosemic cause is the hearing of noble Dhamma, and which forms the factor leading to street entry. So that means when we have opportunity to listen to the Dhamma, we may have stronger faith, stronger confidence. I have already mentioned when we talk about ditthi, wrong view. When we have to listen wrong idea every day, very long time, we think this is right, like a brainwash. But in the case of saddha, if we have opportunity to listen true Dhamma, noble Dhamma, we may have more reasoning, more understanding, we have deeper understanding, we also have stronger confidence. This is also one of the conditions of saddha. Actually, we have many things to talk about saddha. It will be actually too much also, right? Then we also have a blind faith in our community. You may have seen many people, right? Sometimes even here in Dhamma Talk, I don't know how many times I have already made a joke about Arhat. Right? Even yesterday I have already talked about it, right? Arhat is a drowsy, tinamida. So you must be careful that kind of Arhat, right? So this is the nature of people. When we have blind faith, oh, here's Arhat, we go and pay respect. Oh, there's Arhat in this forest, that forest, just go there, learn. Very easy to believe in that kind of things. Actually, I also have many people, right? That they also declare they can read people's mind or that kind of things. Actually, even in Vietnam also, we have that kind of bhikkhu. Right? And when I go to Hanoi, a group of devotee came and asked me, so how can we know somebody is a good teacher or something, right? I just say, it's very easy, if they talk a lot about their own quality, it's a fake one. Right? I'm practicing two Danga, right? I'm practicing two Danga, I'm also practicing sacred power, right? I can read people's mind. When somebody say like that, it's a fake. Real one will never declare like that, right? Then I also talk to them. Okay, I have read one funny story. If they say, I can read your mind, then I also remember one story. There's a one ascetic, right? Also he declared he could read people's minds. One of the young men, he's really straightforward. He came to see the ascetic, and then he stretched his hand over the ascetic. Read my mind. Am I going to hit you or not? More practical, right? How will you answer if you were the ascetic? Right? And were you a little bit bigger step, right? Holding over your head. Can you read my mind? Am I going to hit you or not? The solution is very easy, right? So many people, they believe easily. Then this is not really faith, this is blind faith. So when we have this kind of blind faith, this is called miccha dhimokha. We already talk about dhimokha, right? Decision, wrong decision. Similarly, there are many people, they believe, oh, this is relics of this arhat, that arhat. We cannot guarantee it's right or wrong, true or untruth. In case it may be true, we just pay respect. Right? So that means if we believe many fake relics, then this also not real Sada. This is also blind faith, Micchadimokha. Then similarly, we also have attachment to wrong view. Actually, in every religion, there's a faith, right? Every religion, they must have faith in their God or maybe some creator or something. But in Buddhism also, we have to believe in Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. We can say this is religious faith. But according to Buddhist perspective view, not only believing in Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, we must also believe in cause and effect relationship. This is the nature of Saddha. Then we also have to believe in three trainings and the benefit of three trainings. This kind of belief is called Saddha. So actually, we have to explain many other things about Saddha. It will be too wide. Okay? Now we will talk about Sati. This one is also very clear one. Everybody has to know what is really called Sati, right? The characteristics of Sati is non-forgetfulness and ability to retain wholesome objects in mind. This is the nature of Sati. So then if we can maintain wholesome objects, this is called Sati. If we just maintain unwholesome objects, it's not Sati. So sometimes we just keep many hatred in our heart, right? Keep very long time. So this kind of then is called Miccha Sati. Then we also have many other explanations of Sati. For example, we also have the English word recollect or recollection. This is also called Sati. Now that is awareness. This is also Sati. Then we also have full attention to the object. This is also called, you can say continuously paying attention or consistent attention to know the object. Then the main thing is that we must have ability to protect the attention and the object without drifting away or without any distraction. Then we also have another one. The function is to prevent confusion and distraction. Then we also have to understand a few simile here. Sati is like gatekeeper, guarding the entrance to the city or somewhere, right? Okay, sometimes when we talk about gatekeeper, it will be a little bit confusion for modern community. Actually, now also modern society, in some very rich people, they also have guard in their house, right? Gatekeeper in their house. But now modern community, we don't have the, we can say, entrance gate to the city or somewhere. If we say easier way, it will be similar to toll gate before entering to the city. In Nepal, you mean you don't have this one, right? Toll gate, no toll gate. Actually, many countries, they have toll gate when we are going to enter the city. Like for example, in like Korea, every single city, if we are on the highway, one toll gate is enough. If we have to change to another highway, another toll gate, another toll gate. If we are going to enter to the city, before entering the city, there's also toll gate. This is how I have known in Korea, right? Actually, in every country, if we have to change highway mostly, there's a toll gate. If we don't pass toll gate, we don't need to pay, right? If we pass toll gate, we have to pay. But now modern community is a little bit smart. No people, right? Auto. Just scan your card. It will charge money. Everywhere else is like this, right? And no, you don't. Some like in Myanmar, we still have people in toll gate. When we pass, people will check they will record our car number, or they will charge money, like this. Anyway, the main thing is that cities is similar to gatekeeper, like in charge in the gate. Whoever come, he will charge. Similarly, now here, whatever object we see, then city will filter. If something is unwholesome, they will remove. Wholesome, they will keep knowing. Actually, in tourist guides, we can also see like similar to checkpoint. Right? Some area they have checkpoints. They check everything, every car. Well, I haven't seen one checkpoint in Vietnam. Right? In the checkpoints, in the highway, they check all the driver whether they are drunk or not. If they get drunk, they will charge money. They will fine, right? So this is checkpoint. Okay, somebody is bad, sure, you have to pay money, right? Similarly, now city will filter good people and bad people like this. Now we also have another simile, like a treasurer. So treasurer will take care of his belonging. This is value evidence for them. Similarly, we have to take care of our object, meditation's object, like a treasure. This is also the nature of sati, mindfulness. So when we have mindfulness, no confusion, no distraction. That means when you get confused, then you don't have awareness. You don't have sati. Then we have another one. Manifestation is a mental vigilance or attentiveness, ensuring that the mind remains engaged in its object. This is also the nature of mindfulness. Okay, now the last one. The prosemic cause is a strong perception, or the practice of 4 foundations of mindfulness. These are prosemic cause. So here in this case, there are some people, they also ask, you say sati is only, the prosemic cause of sati is 4 foundations of mindfulness. In 4 foundations of mindfulness, it doesn't mention kasina. That means if we practice kasina, it cannot be prosemic cause. They also have that kind of question. Then it doesn't mention anything about recollection of Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, right? Also Sila, Jaga, Devadanusati, Upasamasati, it doesn't mention. If we are going to practice this kind of anusati, this is also not prosemic cause of mindfulness, sati. They have this kind of counter question. In reality, if we say 4 foundations of mindfulness, it covers any kind of recollections, any kind of asubha, any kind of meditation subject. Okay, now we have to move the next one. This one is the characteristics of hiri is a disgust or aversion towards evil. So a few days ago, we have already talked about ahirika, moral shameless, but this one is a moral shame. So that means we discuss to do something bad. This is called hiri. Actually, hiri also, we can say like a moral shame or conscience. So when we have hiri, we have restraint. Then also we have self-respect. We respect ourselves. So that kind of hiri will prevent us to do wrong thing. That is the nature of hiri, moral shame. The function is to restrain immoral conduct out of sense of modesty. So we already know what is really called immoral conduct, right? We have a wrong action, wrong speech, wrong thought. If we have this kind of immoral conduct, then we have moral shameless. If we have right conduct, then we have moral shame. Then at the time we will talk about Ottappa also, we already mentioned self-respect, right? Then here also we have to move again. It was mentioned, the manifestation is reluctant to engage in wrongdoing, prompted by self-respect. Okay, here we have mentioned self-respect. So we already mentioned how to respect ourselves before. You may remember this one. Okay, now approximate cause is self-respect and integrity. Okay, one more thing here, right? So I have to review what's really called self-respect. We have our own value, our own potentiality. We have to respect. Okay, for example, if we are practicing very well, we can take headship. If we are following the right path. Then you may also have many other questions. It's possible for everybody to attain jhana, right? Then people also say, I don't think I have enough parami to attain jhana. Actually, in the case of jhana, don't think about parami too much. We just need to make efforts. We just need skill. It's possible. So that means we all have potentiality to attain jhana, to practice vipassana, to attain path and fruition knowledge. Okay, for example, you may have known Atthadassī. He killed his father. If he didn't kill his father, at the end of Samanyaphala Sutta, he could attain Sotapanna. He had this kind of potentiality. But he made very serious mistake. He could not attain anything. That means if we don't have moral shame, we are destroying our opportunity, our potentiality. That's why we have to respect our own value, our own potentiality. So there I also have already mentioned many things about self-respect. You may remember lineage. In Nepal you still have a caste system, right? Lineage. Then we can also say family name or family descendant. What we respect? If we do something wrong, it will affect our relatives, our family. This is also called respect. Now that is our age, right? According to our age, we must be mature. although we grow older, we have Chinese behavior, that means we don't respect ourselves. Not only that, we also have a knowledge or education, a family background. Then we also have like a bravery, right? We have to respect all the things. This is called self-respect. If we have self-respect, we can improve. This is also the nature of moral shape. Now we should move to the next one. The characteristic of Oddappa is dread or fear of unwholesome action. We call moral fear. So when we have fear, moral fear, this is also actually motivation to be wiser, to move forward. Okay, one more thing. Mostly when we have fear, we lost our reasoning, our wisdom. Right? Fear is not really a good thing to do, not a good thing to have. If we have very strong fear, we lost all the reasoning, all the rationality. But in the case of moral fear, when we have moral fear, we become smarter, stronger. We get motivation. This is different. Now we will find the way to overcome, to avoid doing something wrong. Another one, we have the function of Oddappa, moral fear. The function is to prevent wrongdoing through apprehension of its consequences. Because understand, we have to know the consequences. Without reasoning, we cannot know it. Actually, we must be wise enough to know the consequences. We must be wise enough reflecting consequences. This is the nature of Oddappa. Then we may have many other similar cases, many other types of fear. For example, fear of ghost, fear of unseen beings. These are not moral fear. This is lack of confidence. Similarly, now when we see orderly people or respectable people, we scare, right? So that means lack of confidence. Then sometimes, we may be scared of our parents, our teacher, right? This kind of scary is not really called Oddappa. This is just lack of confidence. Then if we are afraid of doing good actions, this is also not Oddappa. Sometimes we will hesitate to do something good, right? In this case, not Oddappa. If we hesitate to do unwholesome deeds, this is Oddappa. Then as we have mentioned before, actually, we also have many other conditions of moral fear. For example, the manifestation is hesitation and avoidance of immoral conduct. Okay, this one is also very simple, right? Okay, now the last one. The proximate cause is respect for others and concern for social and spiritual consequences. So respect for others. So that means, we have already talked about it before. Respect the Buddha. respect our fellow Dhamma friends. Right? This also can be considered as respect for others. Okay, briefly, without respect, we cannot live in the community also. These two, moral shame and moral fear, these two are the protector of the world. If we human beings does not have these two, we are similar to animal. You can also see many animals, they don't respect each other. Right? You can also see their behavior. So similarly, if we don't have moral shame and moral fear, we will not respect our parents, aunt, uncle, elderly people, teachers. Actually, if we don't have respect like this, it's spoiling, no value. In the community, there must be somebody we must respect. If we don't have anybody to respect, we will do many things wrong. Especially when we are young, we need somebody, some influential people. Right? If we are influenced by good people, shall we become good person? If we are influenced by bad people, we become bad person. It depends on who influences us. So one more thing here, right? Not all types of shame or shine is called hiri. Sometimes we're scared of, we are a little bit shy to do dana, shy to do some chanting. In this case, it's a lack of confidence, not moral shame. Right? Actually, this also happens in the community. Even in Nepal, right? Every New Year, we have ordination. Samrita ordination, Bhikkhu ordination, Sayalay ordination also we have. For Samrita, okay, that means they will chant very, very bravely. But some local Sayalay, they don't have confidence, no? When they chant something in front of me, I cannot hear their voice. And what am I? Okay, I don't want to hear your voice. You chant clearly. See, chanting very low. Then I ask them, okay, when you quarrel quietly or loudly? You know, when they are doing shameful things, they speak clearly. When they do good things, their voice does not come out. Can you imagine what kind of mindset it is? They may still be scared of me, right? That I say, I don't support you. I cannot beat you, right? So this is the nature of people. You know, when they are going to do something good, they feel shy or some. That when they are going to do very bad things, right? No more shy. That means you have to remember this one, right? Shine. This is not thing everywhere. If we have moral shame, sometimes we use obviously, right? I just mentioned when they are quarreling, very high tone. You know, if we record, even record against one, right? When they are going to do some chanting, their voice is not quite clear. Even we use very good recorder. The recorder cannot receive voice. This is not a good thing, right? It's not moral shame. This is lack of confidence. Okay, now we have to move the next one. This one is we call alobha. The characteristics of alobha is a freedom from attachment or craving, likened to a drop of water rolling off of a lotus leaf. Okay, this is a one thing. Have you ever seen lotus leaf? If you pour water on the lotus leaf, it cannot stay, right? It will drop. Maybe in the center, maybe then they can be, water can be there in the center, right? This is a small hole. It's possible. If you just pour water into the lotus leaf, water cannot remain in the leaf. For other leaves, you can also see, for other leaves, okay, if you splash water, you can also see it, many drops of water in the leaves. If you splash water into lotus leaf, it will drop. So similarly, the nature of alobha is we don't keep anything in our hand, like water drop from the lotus leaf. Everything go to receiver. Then we also have one simile when we study Sumedha Katha about ascetic Sumedha when he received definite prophecy from Tipangara Buddha. Then when he recalled Dana Bharami by himself, he also makes some simile there. Like a water, right? Just empty, make our water pot empty. Whatever he just offer to the anybody who needs. This is the nature of alobha. That means we don't grasp anything. Let everything go. Not grasping. Not clinging to any possession or any people, any experiences also. So when we do jaga, generosity, or dana, offering, this is also the nature of lobha, alobha, non-greed. So sometimes we have many other misunderstanding of alobha also, right? So that means, okay, we don't accept anything, we just offer everything, for example, right? Sometimes we just give our property to somebody who does not need. In this kind of case, it's not really called dana. It's a wisdom property. Right? So that means we must have been wise enough to use our property effectively. This is the nature of alobha. Okay, now we have another explanation. The function is to relinquish attachment or clinging. So that means sometimes we relinquish without any attachment. This is called alobha. We just relinquish without any clinging. This is also alobha, right? So, okay, I already mentioned wasting our resources or our belonging. This also can be considered as a careless. It's not alobha. We must use our property carefully, right? That means alobha will arise together with careful. Care. If we do carelessly, it's not alobha. Lack of knowledge also, right? Okay, now we have to go the next one. The manifestation is detachment and generosity. This is also the same explanation, right? Finally, the proximate cause is wise attention or generosity. So that means when we have wise attention, we can do dana. The another thing is the associated mental factors, associated mentalities. They are also called proximate cause. For example, when we have saddha, then we believe in the karma, we also believe in the consequences. When we have wisdom, we will do wisely and righteously. That's why all the associated mental factors are also proximate cause of alobha. Okay, now we have to move. The next one. The characteristics of adosa is absence of ill will or aggression, and akin to the gentle nature of truth front. So that means adosa is opposite of dosa. You can also understand easily, right? We can also understand adosa as metta, loving kindness. So if we have no anger, we have metta. If we have anger, no more metta, no more kindness. Another thing is forgiveness. We can forgive people easily. This is called adosa. Then we also can understand another way, harmlessness. We may not do anything harmful to anybody. This is also called adosa. So when we have adosa, our mind will be very gentle, very soft, and very peaceful. Then we also have a simile of adosa like the moonlight. Then you may have seen moonlight everywhere, right? Because in Nepal, you can see the moon anytime. Maybe only some cloudy day you may not see, right? Like Myanmar also, they say. In some countries, they cannot see the moon because their building is very high. Even they cannot recognize where's the moon because they live under the light of electricity. Right? Okay, here the simile is the moonlight will give the brightness in every single houses. Maybe it will be very poor house, it can be rich house. It can be good house, it can be very, very bad house. It can be good person house, it also can be bad person house. The moonlight will show everything clearly without hiding anything, without any exception. Similarly, the moonlight also will show the purity or impurity, everything. That means no partiality. It will have the same brightness to anything, good and bad, poor or rich, high class or low class. Similarly, when we have adosa, we will have loving kindness to any living beings without any barriers or boundaries, without any exception. This is really called metta. So one more thing here we have to know, that is a kanti, patience or forbearance, right? So others are also called khandi, patience or forbearance or endurance. If we don't have khandi, we will get angry very easily. So we have some question, how can we know khandi and metta? How can we differentiate khandi and metta, right? Of course, they had different conditions, but if we talk about mental factor, actually the same mental factors are dosa. So patience, khandi, and metta, always they work together. They arise together. You may have seen many animals with the tails. You may also have seen two-headed snakes. Sounds like they had two heads, right? No tails. So that means, wherever the head goes, the tail will follow. Wherever the tail goes, the head will follow also. Similarly, whenever khandi arises, dosa also follow. Adosa also follow. Whenever adosa arises, khandi also follow. They arise together. They work together. This is the nature of adosa. Then we have the next one. The function is to dissolve anger and resentment. So you may have already know how to radiate metta, right? We have chanting in every day. Sabbe saddha sabbe bana, right? After that we also chant Awira hondu, Abhyapaja hondu, Anika hondu, like this. It's not only for chanting, actually, we can also radiate metta. If we really wish all the living beings to be free from danger, this is really called metta. Okay, I should repeat the same expression, right? Metta does not come from the mouth. Metta must come from the heart. If your metta comes from the heart, it's really effective. If metta comes from the mouth, we cannot guarantee. It can be cheating also, right? Okay, now we have the next one. The manifestation is agreeableness and loving kindness, comparable to the radiance of the full moon. I already mentioned full moon before, right? Then finally, we have the prosemic cause. The prosemic cause is wise attention and seeing being as lovable. That means, without living beings, we cannot have metta. Metta must be toward living beings. Okay, a few years ago, I also have one information in Singapore. Then can we radiate metta toward trees and plants? Right? Then I say, no, we cannot radiate metta toward trees and plants. So one of the devotees told me, actually, there are some people, when they are going to water the plant, they also radiate metta toward plants. Like flowery tree, for example, right? If they water the flowery tree with metta chanting, flower will bloom more beautifully. That's how they introduced me. Okay, anyway, according to Buddha's teaching, we must radiate metta to our living beings. Okay? This is important. Now we should move. Maybe it will be the last topic today, right? The characteristics of Tattara is impartiality and mental balance. So Tattara also translates as ever-evenness. Then sometimes we can also say as equanimity. Then how can we say that is Tattara? We have already mentioned when we talk about controlling faculties. When one of the controlling faculties become very strong, and all other controlling faculties become very weak, they cannot work effectively. So to make all the mental factors working effectively, Tattara will control, make everything equal. That is why it's called equanimity. Then we also have one simile. I have already given this simile before. A ski charioteer who calmly watch over the horses. You may remember this simile. Two horses are drawing a chariot. When they are running normally, harmoniously, the skilled charioteer will not control any of them. If one of them is not working properly, not running properly, the charioteer will control. Similarly now, Tattara will control all the mental factors to work properly. None of them must be so excessive, none of them must be very weak. This is the nature of Tattara. That the function is to prevent extremes or excessive or deficiency. This is the nature. This is the function of Tattara, ever-evenness. So that means when we have Tattara, we can balance well. None of them become very excessive or none of them become very weak. Okay, now we have the next one. The manifestation of neutrality is a neutrality and even-mindedness. That means even-mindedness, right? That means mind become very even, very equal. This is the nature of Tattara. Okay, now the last one, the proximate cause is wise attention and the contemplations of karma. Okay, we have many different types of upekkha, equanimity. Here I cannot list out all the upekkha, right? So Tattara is one of the upekkha. Then, for example, we may have Bojjhanga upekkha. Among the Bojjhanga enlightenment feather, there's also upekkha sambojjhanga, right? In this kind of stage, we have to recall karma ownership to balance this kind of equanimity toward living beings. So another thing is that we have upekkha meditation. When we are practicing upekkha meditation, also we have to recall karma ownership. That's why karma ownership can be the proximate cause of upekkha. Sometimes it can be wise attention. It also can be associated mental factors. Okay, today we just finished only some part of beautiful mental factors. Now you have finished. Maybe it will take me 3 days, maybe, right? For beautiful mental fetters, I will take 3 days maybe. After that, you will get headache maybe. Because I will combine Chitta and Cetasika. If you don't remember all the mental fetters, you will feel headache. Okay, so these are called beautiful mental fetters. When we have this kind of mental fetters in our daily life, then we have beautiful minds. We can also say healthy minds. So we have already listed out unhealthy minds, right? Akusala mental fetters. So every day when we are going to do something good, all these mental fetters will arise together. Okay? So I will stop here. May you all be able to practice 3 trainings, and may you all be able to realize final cessation and no suffering.
Sayadaw,
Okay?
just now you were talking about lack of confidence.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the way to increase confidence with
Increase
our Buddhist practice?
Or increase the mindfulness practice.
Increase the confidence.
Okay. Increase mindfulness, right?
Increase confidence.
Or confidence, okay. Or confidence. Actually, there are many ways to do confidence, to make ourselves confidence. It depends on what kind of thing we have lack of confidence. For example, Dhamma knowledge. Right? If we have lack of Dhamma knowledge, that's when we have lack of confidence. In this kind of case, we must have good Dhamma friends who can give us that kind of information. This is one of the things, right? Another thing is that we have to recall our potentiality. If we can recall our potentiality, then we may have more confidence. Another thing is that how we have achieved in the past. How many times you have already achieved something you expect it or you desire. If we can recall many things like that, we may have confidence. It depends on what kind of condition we have. Okay, sometimes we may have confidence in our knowledge. But we're not very much confident in public conversation, public speaking, for example, right? In this kind of case, we need Glanamita, good friends, who can help us. We have to find the person who can help us. It will be easier for us to upgrade our confidence. Okay? Okay now? In the Zoom?
So now there is a question related to practicing. Sayadaw said that the approximate cause of sati is strong perception. So practically in anapanasati, does it mean that at the beginning we feel the physical breath through touching point, then continuously knowing that, and gradually build up the perception of the breath? Later we can directly know that the breath is there thanks to strong perception without having knowing the physical breath through the touching point.
Actually, in this kind of case, we may have different approach, right? Actually, whenever sati arises, perception also arises. They arise together, according to Abhidhamma. But it doesn't mean whenever perception arises, sati arises, right? We cannot say like that. But whenever sati arises, perception arises. This is very clear. So in the case of mindfulness, of breathing, actually if you can keep knowing breathing continuously, firmly, with very strong stability of mind, this can be considered as a tira sanya. Okay, one more thing here. Sometimes we also make very strong effort. We're trying to fix on one place too much to make our awareness stronger, right? If we try to fix in one place too much, we have to put extra effort, we will become tired. Another thing is we become tension around the nostril. So, okay, if we say briefly, when you have consistent awareness, I should say consistent awareness, you have tira sanya, strong perception, naturally. Okay?
Sayadaw mentioned many times about putting normal effort while meditating. In relating to sati, does this mean we also should keep sati at normal level at the beginning and gradually increase sati by maintaining knowing the object and let sati grow normally, or keep high level of sati during the sitting? Thank you, Sayadaw.
Actually, when we talk about natural effort or natural focusing, it doesn't mean, right, we have natural awareness. I didn't mention natural sati, right? In the case of sati, mindfulness is always needed. The Buddha didn't mention anything about excessive mindfulness. That means we don't have excessive mindfulness. For example, when you have subtle breaths, you have to make stronger awareness. You must not make stronger effort. Mostly people misunderstand. They make stronger effort to know breathing clearer, better, deeper, put in extra effort. Then they may feel tension. Right? Okay, if we summarize, sati is always needed. Then when we have habit of mindfulness, it will become stronger. If we don't have a habit of mindfulness, it cannot make sati stronger. Okay, now?
Vandami Sayadaw, what is the difference between sanya and panya?
Okay. If we say sanya, we should say easier way, like, for example, a kid, small little boy, small little girl also can know the gold. Right? They can also know if their parent teach, oh, this is the gold, they can also know this is gold. This is silver. This is gem. They can also know, right? But goldsmith will know the quality of gold. Similarly, sanya will know it's a gold or silver, but goldsmith will, panya will know the value of the gold or the quality of the gold, like goldsmith. Okay, these two are different.
Vandami Sayadaw, why does Sotapanna give up the first three factors, self-will, with belief in a permanent self? However, he still have mana and compares himself to others.
See, this question also has come before, right? Why Sotapanna can eradicate wrong view and like a vijikicha, right? Why they cannot eradicate mana or something? Actually, even anagami cannot eradicate mana. Right? That means they are inside knowledge is not so strong enough to eradicate all these things. It can be only one reason. The power of their path and fruition knowledge is not so strong. That's why they cannot eradicate. Right? Actually, in some cases, if you ask why, very difficult to answer. Then if I say it's a natural, you're not satisfying also. Right? You're not satisfying. If I say it's a natural. A few days ago, I don't know who asked me this is the question, right? And the one Vietnamese lady. Right? When you speak Vietnamese, then do you have to think about the vocabulary? Right? Without thinking, automatically come out because they are Vietnamese. Right? I also asked her, when you speak English, then she has to think about vocabulary, make sentence construction. It takes a little bit longer time. Right? Okay, it became natural. Because long time practice, long time speaking, it became fluent. Okay, for example, small kid, without older people have, it cannot stand in the very beginning. It cannot walk. Right? When we are going to teach little kids walking or standing, we have to hold them in the very beginning. Then in the very beginning, they can stand only a few seconds. Gradually, they become stronger. Right? They can stand many minutes. They can walk a few steps in the very beginning. Later, they can walk many steps. Similarly, we can say maturity. Okay, long time practice. When some knowledge becomes very strong, very powerful, we can attain Sotapanna. When the power of Sotapanna, naturally, it will eradicate some power of defilements. Anagami also eradicate some power of defilements. But when we can attain arhatship, we will eradicate all types of defilements. This is the natural law of practice. This is the natural law of attainment. Right? So don't ask why like this. Right? Sometimes it's very difficult to answer this kind of question.
Vandami Sayadaw, yesterday she read an article saying that to practice spiritual practice, first of all, he must have a complete personality. Means to be able to accept the dark side of herself. Is this contradicts with the Hiri and Oddappa?
I'm not quite clear. Huh?
I reverse the sentence. Means he read one article saying that to start a spiritual practice, he must have a complete personality. Means he must be able to accept the dark side, the bad side of himself. Then only he can do spiritual practice. So this saying, is it contradicts, mean opposite with Hiri or Oddappa?
Can accept dark side of his
self.
past.
Means a person, if he want to do spiritual practice, he must be able to accept the bad side, the dark side of his own mind first. Is this saying?
I know. Okay. I can understand now. Dark side of accepting dark side of oneself, right? We can practice spiritual progress. Actually, if we cannot change our weakness, we cannot achieve anything. We must know our weakness. We can also the dark side, right? But we must also change if necessary. If we cannot change, we cannot achieve. For example, some of the dark side will be agusala. Right? Mostly if we say dark side, this is agusala actually. Right? So sometimes we don't want to show people something we don't want people to know, right? This is called dark side. So then it doesn't mean we have to accept dark side. Actually, we have to change our dark side if something is very bad. If we cannot change, we cannot improve, right?
Dạ thưa, hồi nãy trong câu trả lời của Ngài có đoạn là Ngài nói niệm thì không bao giờ thừa và mình phải luyện niệm để mà nó tăng trưởng á, thì luyện niệm như thế nào ạ?
Sayadaw, just now Sayadaw say sati is never excessive and we have to train sati to be stronger. So how should we train sati to be stronger?
Actually, to improve sati, very simple way. Make habit of sati. Right? For example, if you have habit of awareness for 1 hour today, for example, right? Maintain the one. Try to increase the one. We don't have shortcuts. Okay, then.
Ý là nhưng mà chánh niệm là giống kiểu như mình phải làm như thế nào?
She asked, can Sayadaw say more practical? So I say Sayadaw already told to increase the time of sati, right? So she say more practical.
More practical. Okay. More practical means how long you can maintain focus on the breath. If you can focus 5 minutes today, that means you have 5 minutes awareness, right? Short. Then you have to increase little by little. Make habit of awareness. Okay, we can also say another way. Whenever you remember, try to know the breathing. Right? Whenever you feel something, okay, try to remember the breathing. Whenever you have free time, try to remember breathing. Whenever you have something unwholesome, then try to remember breathing. Make habit. If you have a habit, long time habit, you become very familiar. You can train your mind better. Right? Okay. Question there? No question on the Zoom?
Vietnamese Sayadaw, in daily life, how to cultivate Panyindriya?
Actually, there are many ways to develop Panya, right? It depends on what kind of condition you have. For example, if you have very strong saddha, you must develop Panya. If you don't have Panya, you may have wrong belief or disbelief. You may follow the wrong way. Okay, another thing, sometimes you have very strong wisdom. You analyze too much. Then you have more doubt. Right? So in this case, instead of analyzing unnecessary things, trying to develop your faith. Actually, you must balance saddha and panya together. Right? But to develop panya, actually, like for example, Dhamma Sambhojjhanga. You may know how to develop, right? I have already talked about Dhamma Sambhojjhanga many times. Okay, I will just say some of them. For example, you must learn very profound Dhamma to improve your knowledge, your wisdom, your way of thinking, your way of understanding. This kind of thing will be practical, right?
वन्दना स्यारो भन्तेज्यू यो सास थाहा पाउने कुरामा कि अब सास त थाहा पाइरहेको हुन्छ होइन अब नेचुरल्ली थाहा पाइरहेको छु कि यो जबरजस्ती गरिरहेको छु भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ प्रायः चाहिँ डाउट भइरहेको हुन्छ होइन अब कुनै कुनै बेलामा चाहिँ इफोर्टै नलागिकन चाहिँ सामान्य तरिकाले चाहिँ गर्दाखेरि पनि टिकिरहेको हुन्छ अनि कुनै कुनै बेलामा चाहिँ मैले धेरै इफोर्ट लगाएको छु कि यो सामान्य भन्दा नि असामान्य तरिकाले मैले सास थाहा पाइरहेको छु कि भन्ने जस्तो हुन्छ अनि चाहिँ यहाँ एक ठाउँमा पोको परेर बसिरहेको जस्तो किसिमको आवाज हुन्छ कि भन्दै अनि त्यो बेलामा चाहिँ के स्किल चाहिँ कमी भएको हो कि के गर्नुपर्छ त्यस्तो खण्डमा भन्दै
Sayadaw, he has some confusion regarding his practice. So sometimes when he's meditating, he can sit and very harmonize with the breath. Very effortlessly he can know the breath. But some sessions he have doubt whether this is the natural breath or he is using he's creating the breath by himself. And sometimes he feels like there is just some things like everything is just here. And many confusion because of this, like whether he's knowing the natural breath or he's creating the breath, or sometimes he's harmonizing, sometimes not. So what skill is he lacking, and he's experiencing all these ups and downs in his meditation?
Actually, in your case, you just analyze unnecessary thing also. Right? Okay, very clear. When you create your breathing, you cannot maintain very long time. Another thing is you may also feel tension, discomfort. If you control breathing too much, you may feel suffocating or chest pain. It's very clear, right? If you don't feel anything like that, this is natural breathing. You can understand easily. Now there are many other things around nostril. As you say, you can feel many things around the nostril, right? Okay, like it can be some sensation. It also can be some like a crawling inside or some other sensation. It also can be the light or any other thing. As long as you can know breathing, don't think about that kind of thing too much. It's not that much useful. So in this case, you must decide, I must keep knowing breathing. Is it good enough? Right?
भन्थे अनि सास चाहिँ बिस्तारै त्यसरी थाहा पाउने गएपछि चाहिँ स्लो भएर जाने हो भन्थे
Knowing in this way, then will the breath start to become subtle and subtle?
Okay, it can be different condition also. Your breath can be subtle, your breath also can be normal. Right? Okay, the main thing is that you can keep knowing breathing. It's okay. Then, zoom.
If a meditator attains Magga and Phala, would he or she himself clearly know this situation, or should she ask the teacher, then only can know?
Okay, so that means by revealing knowledge, they can know by themselves. This is also possible. Of course, if they have lack of knowledge, maybe they may not recognize very clearly, right? But anyway, they will know by reviewing their defilements, right? Then they may know they have some attainment. You know?
Vandamisana, the proximate cause of adosa is seen being as lovable, but when we are angry, we don't feel it lovable. So what should we do at that time?
Of course, dosa and metta are opposite, right? When you get angry, you cannot do anything. Actually, there are many ways to overcome dosa. If you can radiate metta, okay, you can also subside dosa. If you can radiate karuna, mudita, ubeka, you can also subside dosa. This is the formal way, right? But sometimes if you get angry too much, if you are out of control, although you don't make any action, any speech, you don't break any precepts, but in your mind not that comfortable, right? When that kind of thing happens, you can also do some physical exercise, make your body tired, that you will forget everything, right? So if you're gonna do physical exercise, then try to reset your property. For example, you may have your bookshelf, right? Trying to rearrange all the books into the bookshelf. When your mind becomes very busy, you will forget. Right? So it depends on the condition you have. There can be many solutions. Okay.
Vandami Sayadaw, when metta patipada, can I do it silently in my mind, or I have to say it out loudly in order to get benefit?
Metta? Metta patipada. Okay. Metta, I already said, metta does not come from the mouth. Right? It must be from the heart. That you must see living beings. After that, you must feel metta toward them. You must really wish them to be free from danger, to be free from mental pain, bodily pain like this. It will be effective, right? Of course, if you chant Metta Sutta, this is also protection. It will be effective for some cases. But for about spiritual development, by merely chanting is not that useful. You must practice. Any other question?
Vandami Sayadaw, please kindly, deeply explain difference between awareness and mindfulness, means sati and which cettasika. Thank you. So
Actually, I have already mentioned that one, right? Awareness, mindfulness, unforgetfulness, right? All that things are the name of sati. Okay, now?
Dạ. Thì cho con hỏi là vì sao khi quy y tam bảo á, mình phải đọc tụng 3 lần? Đó có phải là để tăng cái niệm và cái tỉnh giác trong lúc mình đọc không ạ?
So she asked why when we take the refugees on Triple Gym, we have to chant 3 times. Is it to increase the sati for the refugees?
Okay, so let me... Okay,
increase
so...
sati sambhajanya.
Actually, okay, in this case, right? When you take refuge, right? Chant 3 times. To confirm, we chant 3 times. You know, whenever Buddhism, whenever we have to confirm something, we do 3 times. For example, ordination ceremony, we chant Kamavaja 3 times. Right? Okay, not only that, you may when you come to Patimokkha, you can also hear when we ask Sangha permission, right? For example, we have received this kind of donation for Sangha property. We are going to offer any of this property to any bhikkhu who needs that, Then we ask question, right? If Venerable Sangha agreed this, please remain silent. Second time, if Venerable Sangha agreed this, please remain silent. We are 3 times. If they keep silent, that means they agree, right? To confirm, we do 3 times. Okay?
Dạ, như vậy khi một đứa nhỏ nó không có hiểu biết á, nó cũng đọc theo cha mẹ hay là một vị Bhante quy Tam Bảo, như vậy nó sẽ không nhận biết được cái việc quy đó, thì cái việc quy đó có được thành tựu không ạ?
So if a child he repeat after Bhante or parent the refugees, so is it? But he does not fully understand. So the taking refugees, is it successfully or not?
If they can chant clearly, it's successful. Right? Of course, the mind is the more important. If we can understand clearly, deeply, it's more effective, more beneficial, right?
Vandami Sayadaw, for Kaya Vijnana, it is a Vipaka Chitta that has Dukkha or Sukha feeling. Why is that in Mano Vijnana, Vipaka Chitta doesn't have Dukkha feeling?
Mano Vijnana. How to understand Mano Vijnana? Right?
Maybe
Actually, Mano Vijnana will be very wide. Okay? So, for example, Mano Dhatu, Mano Vijnana Dhatu, right? If we say Mano Vijnana, it will be very wide. There are 76 citta. It also mentioned, Dhamma is also one of the parts. Right? I think maybe you're misunderstanding.
sorry, Bhante, she means Vipaka Chitta. Vipaka Mano Vijnana.
Vipaka Mano Vijnana does not have?
Doesn't have Dukkha feeling. But Kaya Vijnana have. Kaya Vijnana have Dukkha feeling and Sukha feeling. But,
okay, one more thing, right? Okay. Actually, Kaya Vijnana we can touch, right? Cross or study or something, right? Mano Vijnana, this is mentally. It cannot be Vipaka Chitta. Right? When we touch something mentally, it's not Vipaka Chitta anymore. Only Bhanga Chitta will be Vipaka Chitta. For example, if you study mental process, right? Mind contact can be every single mind moment. Some of them are Vipaka, some of them are Kusala, Kiriya, also possible, right? Okay, the main thing is, mentally, if we don't pay attention, or if we try to remove that kind of intention, it's possible. It's not a certain consciousness, it's changeable. In the case of body contact, some of the contact are unchangeable, right? Okay, now? Okay, now. No more question, right? The Zoom. Any question?
So the defilements arise in each and every moment, even when we are meditating. How can someone remove all the defilements to attain Maggaphala? Is mindfulness the key?
This is not that simple, right? That means how do you want to remove? By changing the mind, you can also overcome dosa. But for eradication, you must attain path and future knowledge. To attain path and future knowledge is not that simple answer. Right? That means you must read very big volume of the books. Okay, now, any other question?
And another question, Sayadaw, please help me the technique in order to practice to attain the first jhana quickly.
Even the Buddha cannot guarantee. I am very poor. Right? We don't have a shortcut. Another thing, it does not come from the teacher also. Right? It does not come from the teacher, it just comes from student ability and skill. Okay, I should say practically, right? For example, you may have read many stories of 7-year-old Samnera. They are also arhat. Right? Panita Samnera, Sankija Samnera, Sukha Samnera, right? 7 years old, they are arhat already. The Buddha's only son, Rahula, he was ordained in 7 years again. When he was 7 years old, he didn't attain arhatship. You know, even the Buddha cannot have his own only son to attain arhatship. When he was 7 years old, when Venerable Rahula attained arhatship, after higher ordination, when he became a bhikkhu, that means after 20 years, right, he could attain arhatship. So that means I cannot have anybody like this, right? Okay.
Sayadaw can contemplate anicca, dukkha, and anatta in daily life or not, and can choose one of that. For example, anatta only. How to do?
Actually, in this kind of case, I don't know your condition. If you are practicing vipassana, of course you have to do all the three, one by one. Okay, one more thing, when you have very mature insight knowledge, is it possible? In the very beginning, you can do three, one after another. After that, you can choose the best one, the clearest one in your mind. Is it possible? Right? Any other question? 9, 10, 9, 11 already. Okay. Okay, we can share merit, right? Etavadaja amehi Sambadam bunya sambaram Sabbe deva numodandu Sabbe buddha numodandu Sabbe saddha numodandu Sabba sambati siriya Idame nyadinam hodu Sukhita hondu nyadayo Idame nyadinam hodu Sukhita hondu nyadayo Idame nyadinam hodu Sukhita hondu nyadayo Idame bunyam Asavakaya Vaham hodu Idame bunyam Nibbanasa Pajayo hodu Mama bunya bhagam Sabba sadanam Bhajemi Te sabbe Me samam Bunya bhagam Lavantu Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.